Please play responsibly.
It's time for The Lighter Side with Ron Barry, being brought to you today by the Brownsville Historical Society and Nemacolin Castle, the Sandwich Shop and Deli, Tate's Auto Repair, Jeffrey W. Hughes Photography, Tracy Counseling Center, and John and Son Catering.
Don't know much about history, don't know much biology, don't know much about a science book, don't know much about the French I took, but I do know that I love you, and I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
Hello, 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 and welcome to The Lighter Side. I'm your host, Ron Barry. Show number 83. Seems like I've been away from the mic for a while. Just had some other things going on, but I miss being here. Glad to be back. And I hope you enjoyed the replays of previous shows. I guess you'd call those the best of The Lighter Side. So anyway, today's Veterans Day. So I'd like to take a minute and honor, the veterans in my family. My father, who served the United States Marine Corps. My Uncle Ed, who served in the United States Army. My Uncle Bill, who served in the United States Navy. My Uncle John, United States Army Air Corps, the predecessor to the U.S. Air Force. My Uncle Mike, U.S. Army. And Uncle Jim, U.S. Army. And so all those guys, they've passed on, but, most of them served during World War II, and they all made it home. So thank you to all of them, and thank you to all those men and women who have served, who are currently serving, and continue to serve to protect our freedom. So on this Veterans Day, we wish you all the best, and I wish you long health and safety. And, those who are overseas, we hope you come home soon. So, anyway, football season is well upon us, as we know. And I was in South Bend over the weekend as my Irish took on the midshipmen of the U.S. Naval Academy and defeated them soundly, 42-10. One thing about Notre Dame versus Navy, it is a rivalry. It's a long-standing rivalry, but it's one of the most respected rivalries because one thing that they do that no other two teams no other team that plays Notre Dame does is at the end, after the game's over, and when the Notre Dame players go over to the band and they play the alma mater, the naval players go with them and they take part, and Notre Dame reciprocates and goes over and here's the Naval Academy alma mater played by the Naval Academy band. So it's really, really cool to see because they have mutual respect for each other. It was cold and blustery in South Bend. We got rained on first and then snowed on. And, it's a typical South Bend weather. I mean, not very far from Lake Michigan. So, but it was a good time. So speaking of Notre Dame, I'll have the pleasure of attending the Pitt versus Notre Dame game at Acrisure Stadium with none other than Thomas Jefferson, DeStefano, and Nick Barczyk, and a member of Nick's family, I believe. So that ought to be a good time because I'm sure I'll be the odd man out, decked out in Notre Dame blue and gold, but they'll be decked out in Pitt blue and gold. So TJ, you notice the hat that I'm wearing today. This is made in Ireland. It has the Notre Dame monogram on the back of it. TJ started to roast me about it as soon as I came through the door. So what's your prediction for Saturday, TJ?
It's too early to tell, Ronald. Hopefully it's a good game.
Well, of
course I want Pitt to win, but we'll see. They're going to have to play their best game if they're going to win.
Well, the thing is, everybody plays their best game against Notre Dame because if you can say you beat them, you can say you beat us. You say, that could be the only bright spot in Pitt's season. But, there's some other things going on. So, but you were saying that after Notre Dame, they have Miami and
Georgia Tech and Miami, which I would as I told you, I'd rather see them beat those two because those are ACC games, and that's probably going to help them out more. But if they beat Notre Dame, that's going to help them too. But I'd rather them win the conference games. Not that I say that I hope they lose to Notre Dame, but We'll see.
All three, they're
all ranked.
They're all ranked.
They're all ranked. Yep, they're all ranked.
And maybe you know more. Maybe you could shed some light on this too. Navy came into Saturday's game 7-1, yet they were unranked. Is it because of? They're Division I. They're FBS, aren't they? Or are they the FCS?
No, they're FBS, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they would be, and I don't understand why.
Well, just until like this week, Pitt was. They were 6-2. They're 7-2. They just became ranked this past week too. So.
Well, but before that, they were undefeated.
I don't know.
Their first loss came a week before they played us. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that well, but then again, I know there's so many factors that go into that, strength of schedule and all that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, it ought to be a good time.
It will be. You're buying everything, so get ready.
The only thing that would have made it even better is if Phil were with us.
Yes,
that would have been really, really something. To have you, Phil, and Nick. All ragging me the whole entire time about Notre Dame.
I'm not going to rag you too much.
But you know what? I'd have it no other way.
I know you would.
So, so I'm looking forward to it, and I appreciate the fact that I'm able to go with you guys. So, and I get to see Notre Dame play without having to work the game. So I don't have to chase around drunks and people who can't find their seats. So.
Just like I said, Ronald, you're buying me everything, so get ready.
All right, buddy. You name it, you got it. All right. All right. So anyway, with that, it's time for the bad dad joke of the day. Not the bad dad news yet, but the bad dad joke of the day. So, hey, Thomas Jefferson.
Hey, Ronald.
Did I ever tell you about the time I worked security for a calendar company?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I busted 2 guys ripping off boxes of new calendars. They each got 6 months. All right, and now after a 3-week hiatus, it's time for Bad Dad News.
And this is Bad Dad News, all the bad from all the dads around the clock, around the world, with daytime anchor Ronald Berry.
Thank you, Thomas Jefferson, back in the studio in Greenville, North Carolina. All right, in Bad Dad News, a local man found out he won the lottery while dressed as a small shrimp at a Halloween party. The man caused a ruckus because he refused to share his winnings with his family. The reason? He was a little shellfish. Reviews are in about the new U-Haul Company documentary. One critic called the film, quote, incredibly moving. A man was arrested for stealing paintings from the museum. He pleaded innocent, saying, quote, when I got there, they told me I could take pictures, end quote. A woman was arrested in Paris for throwing a stick of dynamite into a large public restroom. Thankfully, no one was injured, but one witness described the scene as, quote, linoleum blown apart. I can hear the boos from here. All right. A woman was kicked out of a secret cooking society. The reason? She spilled the beans. Officials announced the winners of this year's chili cook-off. The winner was Mrs. O'Malley, who has won the title 9 times. Mrs. O'Malley, who moved here from Ireland 15 years ago, finally revealed her secret, which is using 239 beans. When asked why, she answered, quote, one more would make them too farty. Nutritionists have announced that a new diet consisting of peanuts and almonds can improve your mental health. Critics disagree, calling the new discovery totally nuts. Okay, back to our regular scheduled programming. All right.
Thank the Lord.
Yes. And pass the ammunition. All right. So that's an old World War II song. Thanksgiving traditions. With Thanksgiving just a few weeks away, it's hard to believe, although the weather outside is frightful. It was cold and blustery all day today. But, it is November, and we have to expect that. And I kind of like a little nip in the air myself, but most people do not, because I get cold very easily. Must be my cold heart that I have. But One segment that we ran last year at Thanksgiving was we had a friend of mine on, an elementary school teacher named Mike Malone, and Mike had his third grade class write down how they would cook a turkey.
That was hilarious.
It was, and plans are underway right now. We just have a few more loose ends to tie up to do that again on, I believe, the Tuesday before is the 25th.
That is correct.
So, unless things change, we're going to look to do that. So make sure you don't miss it on the Lighter Side's regular scheduled time slot on Tuesday at 3:15 here in WMBS. You're going to hear a brand new group of young chefs. The last year's crew has moved on to fourth grade and bigger and better things. So you're going to hear a bunch of third graders tell us how to cook a turkey, and don't miss it because it'll make your day. Although I wouldn't recommend following their directions for cooking your own turkey. Okay, but they're always good for a laugh, and it's gentle. It's a gentle laugh, and just some of the things they come up with are just, and everything in their eyes, that's the way they would actually do it. Mm-hmm. So it is kind of funny. But so make sure you tune in on that's 2 weeks from today.
What is it? Yeah, the 25th.
On the 25th at 3:15, listen to the Lighter Side for that. So that's a little teaser for that. So, but we want to know if you have any Thanksgiving traditions that you and your family undergo during this kickoff to the official Christmas season and things like that. Do you get up as a family and watch the parade on TV while the turkey's cooking? That's one of my favorite things is to get up, watch the Macy's parade. I could smell the turkey cooking in the back in the kitchen, and just that little bit of warm family feeling and a little bit of excitement that Christmas is coming. I'm still a big kid. I'm 50. I just turned 56 on Saturday. But I'm 56 years old, and I'm still a big kid at heart when it comes to Christmas and things like that. So give us a call on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593, and tell us about any traditions that you have for Thanksgiving. Do you do the traditional thing and just have the family over for a good meal? And you go into the living room after, loosen your belt up a little bit, and fall asleep watching football from all the tryptophan you just ingested in the turkey. Is there any type of games you play or any type of meals that you have beforehand? Tell us about it. We have some of the smartest and wisest listeners in all of Radio Land, so it's not unusual to get from you guys some really, really good responses. So feel free to give us a call. And again, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. So we're going to get to today's trivia question a little bit early. We usually don't get to it until after the first break, but it has to do with Thanksgiving. Okay, and if you get this correct, you will win 5 $2 Snow Place Like Home scratch-off lottery tickets for the PA Lottery. It's a $10 value total altogether, and I'd love to give these away to the first caller who gets the following question correct. So, in the Holiday Classic, A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, all the Peanuts gang sat down at Charlie Brown's backyard for a very special feast prepared by Snoopy. Name 3 items on the menu. All right, one more time. In the Holiday Classic at Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, all the Peanuts gang sat down in Charlie Brown's backyard for a very special feast prepared by Snoopy. Name 3 items on the menu. Okay, so TJ, do you know any of those? Of course, you're not going to say them, but do you know any of them?
I know some of them.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were going to ask me, did I ever see the movie? And yes, I did.
Okay, well, it's tradition. Now that I have a grandson, even though he's not even a year old yet, I hope he'll at least sit with me and watch it for a few minutes. I love the Charlie Brown specials. I still watch Christmas specials. Christmas music, it's still just a bit early for that, but some stations in the Pittsburgh market are playing them already. The thing is, they start playing them now, but at midnight on Christmas Day, or on at 0001 of December 26th, they stop. The Christmas season goes on through New Year's. I always thought that they should extend that rather than start early, start a week later, and go through January 1st and then play the songs. But I'm not a market analyst. I don't know demographics and ratings and all that kind of stuff. People who graduated from like Ohio State, that's more their area of expertise and not mine. Shout out to the boss. But anyway, so that's a trivia question. And you can give us a call at on the WU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. So, speaking of football, TJ, who's scheduled to play on Thanksgiving Day? Have you checked yet? It's always usually Detroit. They usually play. Chicago usually plays. I know Washington usually plays. Dallas usually plays.
Just give me a second, Ronald.
Sure, buddy. I thought you'd be on that.
No, you didn't tell me ahead of time.
Well, sports is your forte, so I thought you just would have been able to.
So Thanksgiving, let's go. Week 13. We got the Packers at the Lions, the Chiefs at the Cowboys, and the Bengals at the Ravens. Those are the games on Thanksgiving.
Also, Washington doesn't play?
Nope, Washington is not playing.
Oh, that's unusual. You got Dallas and Detroit in there.
Dallas and Detroit every year play.
And Chicago, I think, usually.
I don't know. The Bears aren't in it this year.
Well, do you remember John Madden's turducken?
No.
You don't know what a turducken is?
No.
It's a turkey, a duck, and a hen, a small chicken. All the duck and the chicken are stuffed into the turkey.
Oh, okay.
All right. And he used to, when John Madden and Pat Summerall used to do Thanksgiving Day games for Fox, they would have a turducken there because John Madden never flew anywhere. He always traveled by bus.
The bus, the Madden bus,
the Madden Cruiser,
whatever it was called,
the Madden Cruiser, and he had he would have a special turkey made with 6 drumsticks, and I think he would hand them out to the offense or defensive line of the winning team, whichever game they were going to cover. And they would all eat that, but he was famous for having turducken, and that's another. I'm asking the listeners too. Has anyone ever made a turducken? I mean, it seems like it would be a lot of work and it'd probably be pretty expensive. I mean, I don't know where you find fresh duck around here. The chicken, I mean, it'd have to be boned first before you put it in there, and that's just something to mull over as I think we're due for our first break, so we're going to go ahead and take that. You're listening to 590 AM, 101.1 FM, W266DB, WMBS Uniontown.
No Magical Mystery Tour is complete without a stop at the Sandwich Shop and Deli, just off of Abbey Road at 121 Brownsville Avenue in the Square, Brownsville. Enjoy a made-to-order sandwich with a bowl of Sabina's homemade soup, try an authentic New York bagel slathered with one of their delectable toppings, or perhaps just a visit to the coffee bar for a delicious gourmet brew. Don't forget a cookie, brownie, or tempting dessert, fresh baked daily. Call 724-785-4089. The Sandwich Shop and Deli, Brownsville.
When you need to service your vehicle, there is one local shop ready to meet all your needs. Nate Tate and the boys at Tate's Auto Repair in Uniontown do it all, from engine work and routine maintenance to tires, brakes, oil changes, and state inspections. Call Tate's today at 724-550-4756 or stop at the shop at 250 Connellsville Street to ensure your vehicle is ready to go for any trip in any weather. Tate's, proud sponsor of the lighter side on WMBS.
Are you looking for professional photography for your wedding or engagement, senior photos, or any other special event? Well, then look no further than award-winning Jeffrey W. Hughes Photography. Also offering photography classes, workshops, and tours of the Laurel Highlands. Get in contact at 724-322-0034 or visit jwhphotography.shop.
Okay, we're back, and that's Linus and Lucy by the Vince Guaraldi Trio. I think everyone knows that they call it the Charlie Brown theme song, but it's actually called Linus and Lucy. And I think that it debuted on Charlie Brown Christmas, and then the following year when they made a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, they played that while Snoopy was setting up for the big feast in the backyard, and fighting with the lawn chairs and everything else. So it's a classic, and I remember. And again, we've had no calls yet on the trivia question. I may throw that out again in a minute, but while that was all being served, Peppermint Patty kind of complained and said, "What is all this? Where's the turkey and the mashed potatoes?" And her friend Marcy, who always called her sir, said, "Well, sir, you did kind of invite yourself." All right. Well, we have a call, so
We do.
we're going to take that. Hi, you're on the lighter side. Who are we speaking with?
Hello, this is Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth.
I'm a big Peanuts fan.
Okay, so I bet you know the answer.
Yeah, long time listener.
Oh, thank you.
Let me think now. There was popcorn,
Right.
jelly beans, and toast.
Right, and that's all you need, but there was one more, just for fun. You remember what the fourth one was?
Didn't you just butter the toast up?
You put butter toast, popcorn,
Yeah.
jelly beans, and pretzels.
Oh yeah.
Just remember, I think I'm gonna channel my inner Peppermint Patty here, but what's all this, Chuck? Butter
Yeah.
toast, a pretzel
Yeah.
stick. Where's the mashed potatoes? Where's the stuffing?
There's a lesson to be learned in that.
Yes, there is, and there's everything they do. There's lessons.
Yeah, be grateful for what you got.
Yes, and so you won yourself some scratch-off lottery tickets, $10 worth of Snowflakes Like Home, and you can stop by the studio and pick those up during normal business hours. So I thank you for being a listener to the lighter side, and thank you for calling in, and hope you win yourself a little bit of cash.
Thank you, and you all have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too, Elizabeth. Thank you.
And a happy Veterans Day.
Well, thank you to all the veterans out there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, there's Elizabeth. Yeah, we haven't heard from her in a while. That's good. Glad she won herself, and she knew, buddy. She was right on it. And again, me personally, I am not a veteran. I'm a first responder. We protect the home front, but that pales in comparison to what our veterans do for us each and every day, protecting our freedom out there. So, to all of our veterans, thank you. Thank you. If you're serving now, if you served in the past, and even you youngsters who are considering military service, thank you as well. So may God bless you and keep you all safe. So, yeah, so that was the quintessential Charlie Brown Thanksgiving feast. And there's some people, TJ, that actually started a tradition with their kids the night before Thanksgiving. They serve all that stuff: the buttered toast, the popcorn, the pretzels, and the jelly beans. And they, I've never done that, but I think that's a cute idea.
It is.
We
should
for
do that at our house.
Yeah, there you go. So we'll want a full report on it at the show after Thanksgiving. So we'll see how the Stefano clan enjoyed their buttered toast, popcorn, pretzels, and jelly beans. Get the kids all sugared up, and then you won't be able to get them to sleep before Thanksgiving.
They're sugared up all the time anyway.
Well, and I never really talked to you too much, but how was their Halloween?
It was good.
Yeah.
Lots of candy.
Yeah, you still have a lot left over, I bet.
There's
huh?
still a lot there, yes.
Yeah, well, it's I left. I wouldn't be home, so I left things out on my front porch with a sign that said Frankenstein on it. I said, "Be fair, take only your share," and we were picked clean when I came home. There was a couple of miniature candy bars on the sidewalk in front of the house. It just looked like a bunch of marauders just came and just swooped down and took everything. But I left those little hugs, those little drinks.
Oh, okay.
I left a case of those out and a big bowl of miniature candy bars.
And everything was gone.
Just about, yes.
Wow.
All the drinks were gone. Yeah, I mean, wonder they didn't even take the bowl. You know, the bowl was still there, but no, I mean that's what it's all about. And
I would have taken the bowl.
I'll bet you would.
I would have
too.
taken everything. Just
You would have
me.
taken my Notre Dame flag off the front porch too.
No, I
Probably.
don't want that.
Yeah, you would have burned it somewhere.
No, I would have
know?
left that and took the candy.
Yeah, I have a big Notre Dame. Well, I have the American flag, of course, on the left side, as it's supposed to be, and on the right side, a big blue flag that says "Here come the Irish," and it's getting a little faded. It's time for a new one, but I don't know how the prices are for Pitt merchandise, but Notre Dame merchandise is outrageous. But
Yeah, it's all outrageous.
the bookstore, when you go in there, it's elbow to elbow, and they're just making money hand over fist. So they have enough of my money too. But especially since they went with Under Armour. Oh, you put that Under Armour logo on something, you can jack up the price by 60%.
Oh, easy, yeah.
Yeah. So does Pitt use Nike still, or they use Under
Theirs
Armour?
is Nike, yeah.
Nike. Okay. Yeah, and that's
Just as,
just as bad.
Just as
Yep.
bad, yep.
Yep. I know Notre Dame used to use Adidas, but before that it was always Champion. And this sweatshirt I have on is a Champion, and Champion's a little more reasonably priced than Under Armour and some of the other ones. But it's just a lot of money. So, but anyway, back to Thanksgiving. So at your house, I mean, or do you go visiting? Or
Yeah,
you,
we go visiting.
Okay. So
Two places, but this is my favorite holiday, Ronald. I love the Thanksgiving food.
Oh yes. Does the tryptophan do a number on you and put you to sleep?
I don't know if it does.
Yeah, there's always tradition. Go in and stuff yourself, and then go in and watch football, and usually crash on the couch or whatever, while the kids are running around just causing mayhem. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, my kids, with the exception of my youngest, my kids are all grown now, and my son has a son of his own. But it's it just. I remember that when I was a kid. My mother was an excellent cook, and she made homemade bread along with the turkey and everything, and the house always smelled tremendous. I remember waking up and just taking a deep breath and smelling that turkey roasting in the oven, because it seemed like back then it took a whole day to cook it, but it never really took that long. But we always had a big turkey because there was always a lot of family over. Did you sit at a kid's table when you were younger?
Probably.
Yeah, we did. There
I
was
know one of our stops now, there's a kid's table,
Well, we
but
had.
I don't sit at it.
My parents had a card table, a little 3x3 card table, and we would. All the kids would sit at the card table, and we didn't mind.
No.
And we would borrow tables from the local Sons of Italy, which is right in our backyard, and line them up in the living room into the dining room because we had so many people. But the cool thing was, the night before, my brother and I would run our race cars down those long tables and crash them into the walls, and until my mother yelled at us. And it reminds me of a funny story. Me and my wisdom, always wanted to help people. I was about 4 years old, and the turkey was in the refrigerator thawing out. And I thought the turkey looked sick, so I got a bottle of milk and magnesia, and I poured it all over the turkey.
Did you really?
I did, and my mother had a fit because she had all those relatives coming. It was like 8:00 the night before. There was nowhere to get another turkey. So after reprimanding me rather soundly, I didn't sit right for a week. She scrubbed that turkey and scrubbed it and scrubbed it and scrubbed it and rinsed it with cold water. Served it the next day, and nobody was the wiser. Since that was about 50 years ago, now we can safely reveal that. But, I had some elderly aunts that would have, just a power suggestion, they probably would have got sick, but they never knew anything about it, and no one ever got sick from it or anything. So I guess the moral of the story is turkey skin's pretty thick. And, but yeah, I did that, and, I don't know what, in my infinite wisdom, the little four-year-old paramedic was going to save the world and dump milk and magnesia all over the turkey. So it was. My mom said she opened that refrigerator door and that turkey was white and just covered with milk and magnesia. And so do you have any if anyone listening has any funny stories about Thanksgiving like that one, give us a call on the WV Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line and they tell us about it. 724-438-4593. I was trying to think of some other things that not only my brother and I are 15 months apart, and we always got into trouble together. One time again we were little. I was 4 and he was 3, and our favorite TV show was Emergency, about firefighters and paramedics, and we set the oven on fire. Stuff to, here I am, the fire chief, and I'm gonna make myself sound like an arsonist, but we stuffed the oven full of newspaper and turned it on.
Oh,
and
Ronald!
The fire was blazing out of the oven. That time my dad was home, so we both got it really, really good. So I learned a big lesson that day. Don't play around with that kind of stuff, because my brother and I had Tupperware colanders on our heads. All right, green Tupperware colanders, and we were gonna put the fire out. And needless to say, we didn't do that. We didn't get anywhere near it. But not the smartest thing I ever did. So all right, so we're up against our second break. We're going to take that. You're listening to 590 AM, 101.1 FM, W266DB, WMBS Uniontown.
No Magical Mystery Tour is complete without a stop at the Sandwich Shop and Deli, just off of Abbey Road at 121 Brownsville Avenue in the Square, Brownsville. Enjoy a made-to-order sandwich with a bowl of Sabina's homemade soup. Try an authentic New York bagel slathered with one of their delectable toppings, or perhaps just a visit to the coffee bar for a delicious gourmet brew. Don't forget a cookie, brownie, or tempting dessert. Fresh Baked Daily. Call 724-785-4089. The Sandwich Shop and Deli, Brownsville.
When you need to service your vehicle, there is one local shop ready to meet all your needs. Nate Tate and the boys at Tate's Auto Repair in Uniontown do it all, from engine work and routine maintenance to tires, brakes, oil changes, and state inspections. Call Tate's today at 724-550-4756 or stop at the shop at 250 Connellsville Street to ensure your vehicle is ready to go for any trip in any weather. Tate's, proud sponsor of the lighter side on WMBS.
Are you looking for professional photography for your wedding or engagement, senior photos, or any other special event? Well, then look no further than award-winning Jeffrey W. Hughes Photography. Also offering photography classes, workshops, and tours of the Laurel Highlands. Get in contact at 724-322-0034 or visit jwhphotography.shop.
While her loyal sons and daughters march on to victory, they had to change that because we have lots of female athletes at Notre Dame. So that song was written over 100 years ago when Notre Dame was an all-male school before it became co-ed, I believe, in the early 70s. But hopefully we march on to victory on Saturday. We take on the Panthers of the University of Pittsburgh, TJ's alma mater. Notre Dame's not my official alma mater, but it might as well be. I belong to what Notre Dame calls Subway alumni, and there's more of us that love that place just the same as we would had we gone there and paid hundreds of thousands of dollars and graduated from there. So, but anyway, we've been talking about Thanksgiving food, and during the break. We talked about different ways to make turkey, and TJ, you brought up
deep fried turkey.
Deep fried turkey, and I've tasted it, but I've never eaten it. When it's fresh and hot, and I know that like a 20-pound bird only takes maybe 20 minutes, 45 minutes to cook in a deep fryer. Yeah. I do know this though. from the fire department end of things, safety tip: don't ever try to cook a frozen turkey in a deep fryer outside, because you're going to probably burn your house down. All right? The turkey has to be thawed out first, completely, and then check your oil temperature, and obviously, don't put your deep fryer on the back porch or anywhere like that. It needs to be away from the house and out in the open. So in case there ever was a fire, because you're working with, and I believe it's cooked in peanut oil, isn't it?
I think. I mean, I'm not sure. It's some kind. I don't know what people.
I don't
do
think
with
it's
the
regular
oil, is it?
vegetable oil. I think it's
Peanut oil. Okay,
I'm pretty sure, because you
'Cause
usually
I've never done it either. So, but I've had it, but I've never cooked.
usually
one.
when they, if you see the deep fryers in the stores, there's usually those 5-gallon jugs of peanut oil right next to them.
Okay.
So, but yeah, please be careful, because hot oil can ignite and catch fire, and you don't want to ruin your holidays or mine. From no, we've responded. One day we had three fires, not major fires, just mainly smoke in the house, and they're caused by turkeys. Either the turkey broth spilling over the pan on the inside of the oven and catching fire, or filling the house up with smoke, or a mishap with a deep fryer. So please be careful. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, enjoy your food, but please be careful. We don't want to meet anyone by accident. So anyway, I'd like to try that once. But I don't know how my family would think about that. I'm not sure. But we typically do the traditional oven roasted turkey, but we like turkey so well that we do turkey at Easter too, instead of a ham.
I'd rather do that too, but I wish we did it at all the holidays, because I'm not a ham person.
Well, neither am I. I mean, I'll eat it, but I'm much more partial to turkey.
Me too.
All right, now you ever seen the movie Christmas Story?
Yes.
Okay, so the old man.
Yeah.
Was what do you call him? A Golly Turkicanus. He loved turkey, and then the Bumpus's dogs got in there and
that was hilarious. Yeah.
So then they went to the Chop Suey Palace, and they had Chinese turkey, which was duck.
That was great.
Yeah. So and it's they did. I don't know if you remember, but they did a few years ago. They did a live version of that on Fox. They did a live stage A Christmas Story, and I forget who the old man was, but Maya Rudolph from Saturday Night Live was the mother, and it went off really, really well, but just wasn't the same without Darren McGavin.
It never is.
As the old man. And you ever watch any of the documentaries where they talked about how they made that? Like they had to slow the tape down to make sure he didn't say any actual cuss words when he's cussing out the furnace. I remember he called it a mundane noodle. You mundane noodle, you fight, and he'd go on.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the scene at near the end there on Christmas morning when Ralphie looked out and then there was a winter wonderland. They had the fire department come and spray water on the trees, and that's how they got that effect.
Okay.
So, have you ever been out to the Christmas Story house?
No, that'd be cool to go.
Oh, I would love to go there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I guess they have a contest where you can actually win an overnight stay there on Christmas Eve with your family. If that'd be cool too. But they have a lot of the. I guess they have a lot of the props from the film and stuff like that. They have the old fire truck that came and got Flick's tongue off the pole. Holy cow, the fire department. Yeah. So I guess they have all that there. They say it's not in the nicest neighborhood, so you kind of have to stay right there, and not wander off. But yeah, that's, I'd like to see that one time. It's not that far away either. It's right over in Cleveland. So, Cleveland's not that, I pass by Cleveland every time I go to South Bend, and, there's really no other reason to visit Cleveland. Their football team. I've always said, Cleveland is where quarterback talent goes to die. And I call it, here's the good one. Yeah, maybe you'll catch a reference here, but I always said Cleveland is the Palmer's chocolate of professional football. Palmer's chocolate. You don't get that? Okay, that's the cheap chocolate that you buy at the dollar store.
Okay.
So yeah.
Good one, Ronald.
Oh, well, okay. I'm sure we have the smartest listeners of Radioland, so I'm sure there are people at home guffawing on the floor because of that joke. So
you do all the traditional Thanksgiving stuff?
We do.
Turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, corn.
Niblets corn and butter sauce.
Niblets?
Yeah, it's called niblets. I think
Okay.
it's Green Giant, I think. It's hard to find. You have to go to some of the bigger grocery stores to get it. But, niblets and butter sauce. Out of this world. Homemade buns, dinner rolls, and, we use Heinz gravy in the jar, but my wife also makes homemade gravy. But by the end of the evening, it's like wallpaper paste. It thickens up, and it's if you flung it at somebody, you'd probably knock them off their chair. But but it's all traditional. Stuffing with sage in it, and both stuffing in the bird and dry stuffing in a pan, cooked separately. Pumpkin pies. When I was a kid, though, my aunt made the pies, and she made a vanilla pumpkin pie, which was a real lighter taste, and a spiced one, which was a little heavier, but they were both equally good. So we do all those things, and, you'll see all the kids and our grandson. So, it ought to be a good time. And, it is, we're lucky to have that here in the United States. And, it is to give thanks, and everybody should do that. And today especially, give thanks for our veterans, all those men and women who have served our country, in all the wars and in peacetime, and ever since the founding of our country. The sacrifices that they made for our freedom were just tremendous. So, if you have veterans in your life, remember to thank them for what they did, and if they've passed on, remember them for what they did, and what those who are now serving continue to do for us. So thank you again to our veterans. So, but yeah, we do all the traditional stuff. I tell you what, I will do the Charlie Brown dinner on the night before, if you'll do it, and you tell me how it went at your house, and I'll tell you how it went at my house.
At least 3 of those items the kids will eat at home, so if I remember it.
Yeah, might have a hard time finding jelly beans this time of year, but
they'll do the other 3, so we could do. That's what I was going to say. The other 3 will be the ones we can probably do. I have to remember
popcorn,
to do
pretzels, and buttered toast.
Yeah, I'll have to try to remember.
Yeah, the popcorn and buttered toast I can do, but the pretzels I stay away from because of the salt. But but yeah, I promise I will never ever put milk and magnesia on a turkey again. Even though it looks sick. I mean, it was dead. I mean, it can't be any sicker than that, right? So, but yeah, I mean, if you ever got my sister on here, she could tell you nothing but stories about me. So, but anyway, looks like that's going to put the topper on the show for today. Thank you to Elizabeth for calling and getting the trivia question right. And you've been listening to Lighter Side. And remember, 2 weeks from today, our young chefs will tell us all about how to make a turkey. So tune in and don't miss it. So until next time, God bless and take care.
And I'll see you Saturday, Ronald, at the game.
Yes, sir. Go Irish.
Go Pitt. You've been listening to The Lighter Side with Ron Barry, which has been brought to you by the Brownsville Historical Society, the Sandwich Shop and Deli, Tate's Auto Repair, Jeffrey W. Hughes Photography, Tracy Counseling Center, and John & Son Catering. And this is WMBS Uniontown at 4 o'clock.
By O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump at Arlington National Cemetery today paid tribute to veterans and also praised the deal